welcome to our new show, Checking Up with JC. I'm Juan Aguilar.
And I'm Major Vidal.
And today, we're going to talk about the NFL playoffs and what's happening around the NFL. This past weekend, the NFL wildcard playoffs was a showdown. Let's start with the Bengals and Raiders. The Bengals won 26-19 with Joe Burrow throwing for 244 yards and 2 touchdowns. After the game, the Raiders fired their general manager, Mike Mayock.
Now we move on to the Bills versus Patriots. The Bills crushed the Patriots 47-17, with Josh Allen throwing for 308 yards and 5 touchdowns. On the other hand, Mac Jones threw for 232 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. That is the second time that the Patriots have been knocked out in the wild card.
Chiefs and Steelers. Big Ben threw for 215 yards and 2 touchdowns. Mahomes threw for 404 yards, 5 touchdowns, and an interception. This could be Big Ben's last time playing in the NFL. He's done a lot for the Steelers. What do you say?
He's kept the dynasty going for the Steelers.
100%. I mean, he's kept that dynasty up, and, he's done well in the Steelers. I've seen him play a lot better as the years have gone by.
Next up, 49ers vs. Cowboys. The final score was 23-17. The 49ers won. Dak Prescott threw for 254 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 interception. Jimmy G, which is Jimmy Garoppolo, threw for 172 yards and 1 interception.
The game ended very funny with the referee pushing through the center, or Dak Prescott, and I feel like Dak Prescott got too greedy that play because he should have ran less, maybe stopped 3 yards before or something, because then maybe he could have got maybe 1 second or threw a Hail Mary or something. Next up, we have Eagles and Bucks, scored 31-15. Jalen Hurts 258 yards with 1 touchdown and 2 interceptions. Tom Brady 271 yards and 2 touchdowns. Bucks move on.
Next up, Rams vs. the Cardinals. The final score was 31-11, and the Rams won. Matthew Stafford threw for 202 yards and 2 touchdowns, but Kyler Murray, not so good of a game, threw for 137 yards and 2 interceptions.
Adrian, let's talk about next week's game, Bills and Chiefs.
Overall, I think it's going to be a really close game. But I think that the Chiefs are going to be overconfident, and they're just going to not perform well. And I feel like the Bills are going to be on fire that game. So I think the Bills are going to win that game.
I think the Chiefs are going to take the dub. Mahomes is going to be a blaster with that defense. He's going to have to run a lot, so that's what I think. Let's move on to Cincinnati Bengals versus tight ends and the number 1 seed Titans.
So, for this game, I've been going for the Bengals in the playoffs because they've had rough years lately, and they made it to the playoffs this year. So, what I think, it's going to be pretty close, but I feel like the Titans are going to win.
All right, yeah, Sam, I agree. Titans take the dub with Derrick Henry stiff arming and trucking people.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't, I don't think you can disagree with me on that one because he's too good. He's probably the only person I've ever seen score a 99-yard touchdown. So now we move on to the NFC. The NFC is Bucks and Rams.
This one, same thing I said for the Chiefs. I feel like the Bucks are going to be overconfident too, as the Chiefs. And I think the Rams overall are going to win because they're amazing offense and defense.
So, and I also think the Rams will win. They've beaten this year. They beat the Bucks. I think Rams are gonna take that dub. So, finally, we move on to 49ers and Packers. Who do you
That
think?
one, it's a no-doubter. I think the Packers are going to win because of Aaron Rodgers and his amazing offense. Listen, the 49ers put up a good game against the Cowboys last week. But I just think the Packers are just going to win.
Same. I mean, you got Devontae Adams, Aaron Rodgers combo. What else? You know, it's really hard to stop. Like, the only way you can stop is to probably like double teaming them. So, you know, I honestly think Packers are going to take that dub against the 49ers. That's all for this week. Tune in next time. I'm Blanca Aguilar.
And I'm Major Vidal.